Good morning. It's Ginny Lindsay from 2 to 3 and More Counselling Service. And I just wanted to touch base with you this morning and talk about ways that we can actually be kind, be connected, and how to actually be in our relationships within our family during these really difficult times. Because I think during these times at the moment where we're all experiencing the world as really frightening, really painful, often there's that sense I've noticed with my clients of feeling just really rattled and very ungrounded. And where our circumstances have changed at home, where once, the kids would go off to school or preschool, and our partners would often go off to work and we'd go off to work, and suddenly we're all thrown in to be living together, cohabitating together, and that's a whole new situation which brings rise to a lot of reactivity and tension and stress within a relationship. And so I was just thinking about the ways that I've been coping at the moment through these times, because personally there's been many times I've had to really watch how much I'm watching on the news at the moment because there's so much negativity. And I think that during these times there are some little things that we can do, because I don't know about you, but there's a real part of me that still wants to be able to find kindness, find ways of being connected with others when the whole world feels like it's falling apart. So I follow probably three little steps that I actually find quite useful. And I think one of the main ones I think at the moment that I really want to focus on is our feelings are they're our barometer. Our feelings give us an idea of actually what is going on for us. So the first thing is to really be able to sit with our feelings. Now, sometimes that can be very uncomfortable, but it is really, really necessary to be able to sit down with our feelings to start to make sense of what is actually going on before we can actually put some words to that. So, and I think then what I need to do is, when I'm feeling that, is then what I tend to like to do is then to go inwards and focus what's actually going on within my body. And they're the physical sensations. So it's, am my heart quickening, or am I feeling more tense? Is my head feeling tight? Am I starting to feel more sweaty? And these start to bring an awareness as to really what's going on the inside. And that's another wave through awareness that we're actually able to start understanding what's going on for us by actually starting to listen to our body, not just what's going on in our head. And the thing, so then what I want to do is I want to become aware of those river of emotions and feelings. That's what's going on. But I don't try to stop the thoughts. It's sort of like, I'm looking out at the moment at Pacific Highway, and it's sort of like all the cars are going past and I'm just letting them go by, but I'm not getting actually caught up in them. And I don't ask my emotions to be anything that they're not. I just notice what those emotions are. And what I want to be able to do is, through some of the difficult times, those emotions naturally are going to become quite intense. And that's when it is quite hard to sit with those. So that may require us at that point to actually notice that our heartbeat's getting up above 100 beats a minute. So we need to regulate. And so that will be actually then just being able to bring our breath down. So square breathing, of breathing in for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding for 4. So your sides are your holds. And do that for, a minute or two can just be really helpful to start to reground ourselves. And then we can actually start to be able to, within this, make sense and listen to those feelings. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to magnify and catastrophize those feelings, but we do want to actually be able to focus what is true within the circumstance, what is true for us that has really got touched. In accordance to our values, that is why that feeling has actually come up and why the anxiety or the worry is actually there. So that gives us a sense when we're within that window of regulation to be able to actually start to make sense. So then I would go on to probably, this brings me then when I'm in that place to be able to imagine kindness. Imagine kindness that I want to give out to someone who's really, really special and close to me in my family or a friend. And that might be reaching out on the phone. It might be making a Zoom call. It might be making a cup of tea for someone. It's really just what can I do to make their world easier? As we know, when we give out, with the ripple effect is we get back. So instead of expecting everything to come to us, it's actually having a different approach where we're actually now going to be giving out kindness to others and do whatever it is that tends to light the other person up. And so they then will feel happier. They then will feel filled more with joy, and therefore within your household, that's going to make a big difference as well. And I think the final step also here is that we must, when we're thinking through this stuff, we need to act, because there's no good in thinking about it. If we've seen somebody do something, express gratitude, express appreciation. When we're thinking about, oh, it'd be nice to ring that person, pick up the phone and actually ring that person. Say, hey, I've been thinking about you, wanted to check in how you're doing. And if we can all connect in and bring a little bit of kindness and a little bit of love and a little bit of connection to each other, that's going to ripple to how they then feel in their day and then in their family. So a little bit more connection in the world is going to make a difference within our families. The sense of feeling loved, feeling kind, connected, are all going to make a difference in trying to keep the reactivity down within the families. And within ourselves, it is a self-responsibility to be able to keep ourselves level by having that awareness on the inside that I might need to regulate now because I'm feeling I'm getting uptight. It might be justified, but at the same time, what's that going to do for the well-being of myself, but also the well-being of my family? So just take these tips for the day. Have a fantastic day, and I'm here if any of you need any support. I'm doing all my work online, on Zoom or Skype or FaceTime, whatever suits you, supporting families from 2 to 3 and more, and just keep happy, keep connected, spread the joy, and have a great day.